Hello everyone, how you guys doing? Today we're going to be discussing what the cost is to start a moving business. What is the average cost to start a moving business? Hello, I'm Jae Burnham with therealjayburnham.com, and today I'm going to be discussing to you what it's going to take to start a moving business. How much money is it going to take to get your moving business up off the ground? Okay, so there's basically three categories which you can fit in. You can the nothing where you have no money, where you have a little bit of money, and when you have a lot of money. Okay, so your first category is when you have no money. How much is it going to cost you to start a moving business? Well, you'll be happy to know that it'll actually take you zero. Absolutely nothing. Now, if you go back to a couple days ago to an earlier video I did about how much it's going to cost you to start a moving business, you believe it or not, you can start a moving business with zero cash and in 3 hours or less. So go back. I'll put a link here below where you can get that video. But basically what you're going to start is what's called a moving labor position. And you don't have to have a dime to start that. All you have to do is have access to a few things and you're good to go. You're going to need access to a computer which is connected to the internet. You can go to the library for that, or your cell phone. If you got a smartphone, which most people do today, you can do it right on your phone. But you're going to sign up with three of the biggest moving labor service providers out there to become a provider for them. Basically, you're going to be self-employed through and use their services, and they will send you all the traffic you need. They will do it. There's a little bit of a fee that they will charge you for that, but that comes off the top of what you make. But it doesn't take you a dime to sign up with these people and to start making money right away. And if you have the computer, you can get on Craigslist and write up a Craigslist ad. And if you're like me, you can have a job within 10 minutes or less. It happened to me when I started my moving business. So you actually don't need a dime to start a moving labor business, which will then make you enough money which you can get into the next category, the next phase, when you have a little bit of cash. Now, here's when you have a little bit of cash, you're going to need some expenses to actually start a moving business if you're going to get some equipment. Okay, the next phase is basically getting your trucks and equipment and so on and so forth. You're going to need money for trucks. You can buy good used trucks that will get the job done fairly easy. Right now, U-Haul is running a special nationwide for all their old trucks that they're cycling out for the newer trucks that they've got. Right now, where I'm located, just which is like 3 miles down the road, they literally have 6 26-foot trucks for sale. And you can pick those up for $5,000-6,000 a piece. And if you want to do if you got like $10,000 or $12,000, or can get $10,000 or $12,000, you could probably pick up 3 trucks in a deal package. So you can get those trucks fairly inexpensively. Also, once you have the trucks, you're going to need to get licensed and insured, especially if your state requires that. So licensing probably isn't going to be a heck of a lot. I know here in the Lansing, Michigan, to get licensed isn't very hard, and it's not a huge expense. You can do that for a couple $100. But insurance is going to probably cost you a little bit to get going on an insurance plan. And you're probably going to need about $3,000 for the first month and the deposit or down payment for the insurance to get you on the insurance. And then you got to, depending on how many employees you got and so on and so forth, expect to pay probably between $7,000 to $1,000 a month for insurance, depending on exactly. There's a lot of different things involved, but that's what you can expect with that. Now, you don't have to have, if you got a website, that's fine. You can actually do websites for free, or you can use Facebook or some of these other free servers like Wix or whatever for a website. So you actually don't have to pay for a website. However, advertising can cost a little bit of cash. So if you want to advertise, let's say on Facebook or Google ads or something like that, you can expect to pay probably between about $400 to $600 a month per each service, whether it's Google or Facebook. So you're looking at, let's say, $600 for ads. However, you could actually promote your services on Craigslist for free. So when it comes to actually having a little bit, it actually doesn't take a heck of a lot to actually start a moving business if you get. But I forgot one thing. If you want to have some equipment, you're going to have to pay for some equipment, and that could be costly. But again, you actually don't have to have the equipment either, like the dollies or blankets, because you can rent them from U-Haul or Penske or Budget. However, you will need some cash to rent that. I would suggest you have about $500 so that you can rent the equipment that you need um, to get started. So ultimately, you're going to need probably, let's say, $5,000 to buy a good used truck, and another $3,000 for the insurance. So that's 800 or 8,000 rather. If you rent the equipment, you're going to need, let's say, that's going to be 300. Licensing is going to be a couple hundred, so that's going to be 500. So you're looking at about $8,500 to start a second phase moving business. Now, the third phase is once you've saved up enough money in second phase, your next phase is the third. Now, this is when you have a considerable amount of money to invest. You can actually buy then what's called a franchise. Now, there's many franchises in them. There's College Hunks, there's Gentle Giant, Two Men in a Truck, which is the largest movers of this nature. But an average franchise for a moving company is going to be about $50,000 just for the franchise. Then they're probably going to ask you for a couple trucks. You're going to have at least a couple trucks. So again, you're going to have to spend probably $5,000 to $10,000 in trucks. So that's 60. And then depending on which franchise you go with, they're going to ask for about $100,000 in cash reserves. So you're going to need about $160,000 to start your moving business. And that, again, you're going to still need licensing. You're still going to need insurance. You got to factor that in as well, plus all your equipment. They're not going to let you start your franchise with shoddy equipment or rented equipment. So you're going to have to buy that. So all in all, it's going to take you about, I would suggest it's going to take you about $175,000 to $200,000 to start the third phase or get to buy a franchise company. So there's that. Now you could go to a couple other places like Craigslist again online to find a moving company that's trying to sell itself, a moving company that's for sale, and you can pick up. I saw one the other day online that the guy wanted $850,000 for the company, and that was for 4 trucks, the warehouse, all the equipment, and then the book of service that the guy had. Is that worth it? I don't know. Per what he said, he was only grossing about $300,000 a year. So a moving business that's only grossing $300,000 a year, asking for $850,000, I don't think that was worth it. I think that's why because I've noticed that this company's been for sale for a while now. Now, if to ask for maybe $500,000 to $600,000, I think that would have been a more doable ask for that moving company. But again, that would have, again, you're still talking, several $100,000 for the phase 3, okay? But that's how much it's going to cost to start a moving company. Now, these aren't hard and fast figures at all. These are just estimates based on my own personal knowledge. I'm not the end-all be-all of the moving industry knowledge, but just based on what I've observed in my own business and what it has taken for me to get to where I'm at. These are the figures that you have to consider. So phase 1, you don't have to have anything. That's when you can start a moving labor position. Don't have to have any money for that. You can actually get the jobs for free. You can advertise for free. Don't need a website. You don't need anything. All you need to do is just have access to a computer with the internet. You're golden. Phase 2 or category 2, if you could have $10,000 to $20,000, you could start a decent moving company. And then obviously category 3 or phase 3, you're looking at franchise, and you're looking at about $150,000 to $200,000 to start a franchise moving company. Okay, of course you could get bigger, more elaborate, but that's basically what you got. So just to give you a good idea of what it will cost, to start a moving business. I hope I gave you the information and that will help you in your endeavor to start a moving business. Um, and I hope I've answered that particular question because I know a lot of people go online to look how much does it cost to start a moving business. Well, there you go. There's the answer. All right, guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Over here, there's going to be a round picture of my ugly mug. That's going to be a subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. And then over here, there will be a couple of my previous videos from the last couple of days. Feel free to click on those. Leave a comment below. And again, subscribe to the channel right there. That little button right there. And then go see the other videos there. Okay, guys? If you have any comments or questions, leave them below in the comment section. Other than that, God bless. Have a great day. Bye-bye.